I'm Brian Hendricks, and we've got our bobcat here. I'm going to do the bobcat's right eye now. This is the eye that had that little bit of damage from when I cut up through there to have the CITES tag put in. It's got a cut in the eyelid right there. We're going to go ahead and prep this eye out. And to show you something that's just a little bit different than the other eye, I'm going to take a pair of scissors and clean up some of this stuff before we even start here, I guess, because there's a lot of extra meat and stuff there. Just make sure you allow, you know, I'd like to leave a good 1/4 of an inch when I'm doing, if I'm going to do this with scissors before I start. I'm just getting rid of some of the big stuff that I don't need to see from the other side when I turn it inside out there. But anyway, not totally necessary, but when I turn it, you'll see it's a little cleaner now. You can do the same thing there now. Okay, there's our eyelids. Okay, and again, there's that little spot right there where it has a cut in the eyelid. So we put that on my post and roll those back. Now this one I'm going to do a little bit different than the other one, since we've already cut that with the scissors. I'm just going to start up here a little bit closer this time and just start knifing that down. I don't know, it's not really skinning, but it's not totally shaving either, so kind of a combination of both. Okay, I'm just going to keep working around it. As you see that turning white and kind of a blue color, you know you're getting into the hide then. And I'm kind of holding with this thumbnail, I'm holding that eyelid up there to keep a little bit of tension on it so it's easier to cut. Just getting that worked. I gotta spin it around, getting too much tension there. I'm just getting that worked back away from the eyelid enough to where when I wire wheel it, it'll take care of all the rest of that. But so here's the front corner of the eye. Okay. Now, kind of like what I did on that other one, I'm gonna work it toward the eyelid now. Getting real close there. That's where the little cut is in the eyelid there. Right there's the cut in the eyelid. And as I roll that over, you can see where it opened up now as I started cutting down there. That's where that little cut in the eyelid was. There's the eyelid showing through right there, that black right there. That's the eyelid showing through the skin. That's how thin it is there. There's the eyelid showing through. Front corner of the eye there. Spin it around this way now. And keep, like I say, working toward the eyelid now. If you're left-handed, it'll be just the opposite. You'll be working from right to left, probably. You just got to do this a few times and see how it feels comfortable to you and how you can see it. Outside corner of the eye is right there now. Okay, now a little thick right there yet. Okay, I'm going to take the sanding block. See, I've got those split. Yeah, that one could go a little bit further, it looks like. You can actually do that with a sanding block. We'll take that the rest of the way also. Or your thumbnail, like I was saying before. That's about as easy as anything. It seems to be peeling it pretty good. Once in a while you might get one that your thumbnail just isn't going to turn, and then you'll have to knife it a little bit. You can see that black eyelid all the way across there now. All the way across there. That's that eyelid. Let's do this one here a little bit more with my thumbnail just to finish turning it. There's the little cut. We got that pretty good. There's how much eyelid we've got that we just turned and thinned out. So that's way more than I need to tuck, so I can take my scissors and get rid of a bunch of that stuff now. Let me see, I want to leave a 3/16 to 1/4 of an inch there. At least a heavy 1/8, so maybe a little bit more in the front corner. Get rid of some of that stuff we don't need. That's not too bad. Okay, I'm going to take the sanding block, which is 80 grit paper on there, and I'm going to finish that the rest of the way now. And I'm going to try not to talk while I'm sanding so you can just see what's going on, and you probably can't hear me anyway, so. Okay, that's the brows right there. That little brown spot there that looks dark. Right there, that's the eyebrows showing up. Don't over sand those or they'll all come loose. And I mean, it's not the end of the world because you just put them back in after the mound's dry, but I usually don't pluck those. I just try to leave them. In this stage here, the sanding stage can be done after the wire wheeling, so I just thought I would show you while I'm on the eyes here. Oop, I'm talking while I'm sanding. Okay, that is all nicely thin now. The eyelids are split all the way to the edges, and it's all thinned out. That can be trimmed up, then cleaned up a little bit with the scissors before the mounting, but yeah, that could use maybe a little bit more right in there. There you go. You'll be able to feel it. If it feels really smooth, then you've got it. If you still feel a lump there, that's part of the eyelid that isn't turned yet. So there's, let me show you one more time. There's that area where that eyelid had been cut. I'll put my glove behind it so you can see. So once that's mounted though, that's going to come back together. And it'll be just a little hairline crack there that's going to probably get glued or epoxied in. So it won't show up much at all once it's all completed. So there's another finished, prepped out, whoops, sorry, prepped out eye. I'll show it to you from the other side now. That's the eyelid. That's the top eyelid there that's all thinned out now. There's the bottom eyelid. There's the little cut that was in it. How that comes right back together now. Everything's thin, prepped out.